I also know that some of you may choose to drop your Titans off at school in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon. I need to ask you as parents, honestly, adult drivers, to be good citizens, to be good drivers, and to be good neighbors. And I really have to put the emphasis on neighbor. We have a really difficult situation at our entry point. I admit this. We have a busy road, Augusta Drive, that everyone must use to access a single point of entry and exit. So that's very challenging and very crowded at the beginning of the school day and at the end. And for those of you who have never traveled to Dominion High School at those times of day in the morning, I want you to know that there are some problem areas. It takes a long time to get into our parking lot, so people are tempted to drop off their Titans over here on Backwater Drive. The neighbors at Backwater Drive have serious concerns about student safety and about the quality of life in their neighborhood because the amount of traffic there is so overwhelming. And I just ask you, I'll explain in just a second, our neighbors right here have the same concerns. A lot of drop-offs and pickups at Duck Spring Way. We find this is a particularly dangerous spot because students have to cross the street here and there is no stop sign or stop light on Augusta Drive. We've had 2 students struck by vehicles in this intersection in the last 5 years. Fortunately, no serious injuries. But I just submit to you that if you drop your Titan off over here, instead of coming into the parking lot, you are subjecting them to hundreds of distracted teenage drivers who are driving on Augusta Drive. And I ask you, for the well-being of your Titans and out of respect for our neighbors, not to do that. The next slide, I'm embarrassed. It's not very pretty. But I want to illustrate what we want you to do and what we're asking you out of safety and good neighborliness not to do. We're asking you not to come into our bus loop. This is our bus loop. Please don't drop off there. We're asking you not to drop off across the street at Duck Spring. It's unsafe. And we're asking you not to use Backwater to drop off. The neighbors have been driven mad by all the drop-offs that occur there. What we're asking you to do is to come into the parking lot from either direction, and we will keep traffic flowing. I know this looks like a really strange pattern, but the objective is for traffic to flow the whole time. That the only time you will need to stop for just a few seconds is in the green zone right there in front of the school, where Kennedy will get out of the car and be able to go into school if you choose to drop her off without delay right through this labyrinth and then get out. It is very difficult to get out onto Augusta Drive. Very difficult. I'm working with Loudoun County Public Schools, trying to work with the Virginia Department of Transportation to find solutions, but I won't have one by the start of school. This takes time. It probably takes 5 minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes for this drop-off process to happen. That's why parents are tempted to drop off their Titans in these unsafe and unneighborly locations. There is an alternative that I'd like to present if this is too difficult. First of all, if it's possible for your student to walk to school or for them to ride the bus, please consider doing that. If not, I'm asking you not to drop off here or here or here in the bus loop. The Seneca Ridge parking lot is not busy at our arrival and dismissal times. If you're dropping your student off over here, look how far they have to walk to get to Dominion High School. I grant if you were to drop your student off here at Seneca, it is also a little bit of a walk, but it's a reasonable one. And this area, Mr. Catone is willing for you to use as a drop-off zone and a pickup zone before and after school. In the interest of being good neighbors, just remember that Mr. Catone has his own pathway through the parking lot for safety and efficiency. If you choose to drop off there, please follow the cones. Don't run them over.